stand by. Alright, keep your mics muted, I'm just checking mine.
Had 8 rounds virtually uncontested, and now 4 Boys 1 Alpha are just picking them apart at the
Who
seams.
the hell? Right, AJ, do your mic. Just speak.
Test, test. Test, test.
Right, AJ, do your mic. Just speak.
Test, test. Test, test.
Yeah, and Robbo, you do yours. Right, AJ,
Testing.
do your mic.
Sound good?
Yeah, it sounds fine. There's a bit of feedback, I think, from one of you, but it shouldn't be too bad. If it is, just check the commentator chat, because you might have to just mute yourself and come in only at certain times. But it looks okay. AJ, is your audio coming out of your TV?
No. I don't.
No? Okay.
I'll lower a bit.
Alex MC.
I really don't get my Wi-Fi at all.
I thought you were Ethernet.
Yeah, no, I am, but then like sometimes it like gives me 3 bars for people that live in the US, and then sometimes it just drops.
Oh yeah, I can see it now. It's just dropping for me a fair bit. It's weird. It was just 3, now it's 1.
And it goes back up. Strange.
Okay, so mute your mics, we're readying up now. So after the loading screen, I'll just give a quick intro, and then I'll pass it over to you guys.
Alright.
Yeah, and I'm just going to be listening to what you say about who I should be looking at on track, so make sure you always say, like, and now we're looking at blah de blah, and I'll switch the camera. Right, so hello everyone and welcome back. We've just finished our Gran Turismo Sport races and we are back in F1. We are racing in race 4 here in Monza with Division 3. We've got 13 drivers on the grid today and we've got 2 new commentators with us today as well. We've got Robbo, who's going to be taking the lead on this, and we've also got AJ, our champion of the world from OFR Season 1. So I'm going to pass it over to you guys now and I will be in the pit lane whenever you need me. Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Yes, here we are. Monza.
Yeah, going to be a good race here. A lot of slipstream, going to be tight action, and see if someone can pull away. The start looks like...
It's interesting, we've got cars out already. There's a Renault and Mercedes on the way out. I thought some people might have waited for slipstream, but you know.
Yeah, there's a few more cars of a Red Bull and a Racing Point and a Renault. And a Ferrari. It looks like everyone's wanting to get out pretty much straight away for some slipstream.
Yeah, you don't want to be messing around on your own, to be honest. You can lose a fair bit of time from now. I mean, we saw that in the real life Italian Grand Prix when everyone was desperate to get some slipstream.
Yeah, going to hope that doesn't happen today though, because we just want to see a fair fight between all of the guys in D3, and yeah, should be a really good race for them.
Should be interesting, yeah. Obviously, I think this one they don't have ABS on either, so there's been a couple of lockups, there's some long straights into hard braking zones, could catch a few people off.
Yep, a lot of runoff though. Hopefully, people can take it when they go off and not just crash into the barrier. That'll be unlucky for their races, but who's the first person out on track? It was a Renault.
Yeah, it's Caraca who's just going through Scary now.
Yep, he'll be trying to set up his lap perfectly for the start of this lap, and he wants to be braking pretty early at the start and then just pushing as much as he can out to use all the track on the exit of Parabolica, and coming up to his lap now. Do you want to commentate over it?
Yep, so here we go then on the main straight. DRS starts actually just after the finish line, keeping toward the outside, not quite on the grass, toward that line, hard on the brakes, trying not to lock up. A little bit of a lock up there on the inside, I think that's because we're a little bit too much, running a little bit wide out of Retfilia toward Curva Grande. There's a yellow flag in sector 2, it's like a racing run. A bit tight to the inside of Curva Grande now as they head up into the Della Roggia chicane then. Another good overtake spot, 100 metre ball braking, turning it in off the brakes. Not too aggressive on the accelerator, over through those curbs there. Now the Lesbos trying to get alright, you need to carry the speed through there but not run too far wide. You end up on the gravel on the exit and end up spinning across the track. Needs to be nice and tidy. DRS up again for the second straight, swinging toward Ascari. Random Series.
Random Series is out, yeah. Let me see what happened there. It is Whistle Pig is coming around now, and it looks like he just binned it into the barrier just out of Lesmo 2. That's really unlucky for him. And, yeah, luckily people will go out wide on the exit rather than hit him on the inside, which should be okay. No one should hit him.
Here we go then, Caracas coming around the final corner now, Parabolica lining up toward the line to see what that time is, and he's setting a 22-1. That will be the time they're all going to beat. But will anyone beat it?
I think Cranker's on a pretty good lap on the medium tyres. Let's see what he can do now. Putting it in power mode, ERS 5 over hot lap mode, and he just slots in behind Whistle Pig. On the medium tyre though, that's a pretty competitive lap for that tyre. Looking up quite badly at the end of the straight but makes the corner. As there is a sector 1 yellow flag, and I don't know who it is.
And there's a Ferrari going slow into the Della Roggia.
I think it's an Alfa Romeo waiting up for other drivers.
Yeah, cool. Don't want to be getting in people's way in any qualifying, to be honest.
Maybe a few people tactically going for some slipstream. That could be.
Could be that's one,
yeah. It could, I think there is a Red Bull going a little bit slowly down.
It comes a racing point just coming. There's race point Law just coming around the final corner now to finish the line. We'll see where he puts himself in the timings at the moment. But the line. It's quite a slow lap. I'd say the 33.9, so I think the mistakes been made on that one. Definitely not a competitive lap time. Mercedes
Yeah, he invalidated it.
Ah, right,
Like,
be it then.
Yeah, I think there's another yellow flag in sector 3.
Oh, it's a Scari, it looks like. There's an Alfa Romeo, that's Micah. He's off somewhere. He's in the gravel trap in the middle of a Scari. He's round. And that's, if he was on a lap, he's definitely not anymore.
Yeah, I think it was an in-lap there, and just a little bit of a mistake on the curb, probably. Just exiting the second corner of Ascari. It won't hamper him so much at the end of the qualifying session. He just needs to get in and put some new boots on his wagon.
Another thing that could be catching people out all qualifying and all race long is Ascari, because obviously with the long straights, it wouldn't surprise me if a fair few people are putting lower downforce setups on, which means the car's going to get all over the place with the high-speed change of directions at Scari, so could catch a few people out there, as I think that's Figgy getting provisional pole at 21.5, just a tenth quicker than the Alfa Romeo.
Yep, could be a pretty close qualifying from Figgy and Mickey, I think it is. As they are very close at the moment, but probably not going to be their quickest lap time. As Laura
just moving into second there.
Yep, 400ths off Figgy there. It's just a pretty competitive lap time, as Lex is coming up to start his first flying lap of the session.
Oh, hang on, there's a McLaren round, sorry to interrupt. There's a McLaren, I see it's Garrett that's off on the second Lesnar, but has managed to stay out of the way of anyone else. Red Bull came past the Ferrari, backing off there, just to maybe just wanting to stay in the slipstream of the McLaren driver.
Yep, and Atmos on his out lap. I think he's him and I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your name, but they're both on out laps and pretty slow. Atmos is slowing down the back straight. Is there any news, Robot?
It's just.
Sorry, just to interrupt. You pronounce his name by the second name in his PSN ID, so it's Prezada. That's the only way I can remember it. Other than that, no. Lex is still on his hot lap right now, and he hasn't invalidated yet. That's all I can tell you right now.
Here he comes then through. Just joining through. Ascari important to get a good run out of Ascari onto the back straight toward the Parabolica then.
Yep, leaving it in power mode 5 hot lap, and coming to the Parabolica is pretty low on fuel, so he'll have to watch out for that on his in lap. But Lara comes across the line with a 1:21.3, and we're going to see what Lex can do now. I think it's going to be a 1:23 flat. Yeah, that's not a bad lap.
I mean, I know we've got like 12 people at certain lap times, but those in the top 10 will have to start on the tyres that they've qualified on, so maybe that's why Dranko wanted to go out onto a set of mediums, maybe wanted to do a long first stint, or maybe it was just a banker and might come back out on the soft.
Maybe he's expecting a safety car on lap 1 and going onto the softer tyre, which can last the whole distance of a 25% race. So maybe that's just some strategy from him, as Enrique goes around in the first Lesmo.
Oh, there is,
yeah. And he's struggling to get back on track and trying to not hit anyone, but he doesn't want to get disqualified, as he's sort of on the escape road and spinning around now, doing a little bit of a donut, and he has been disqualified.
He's been disqualified for going the wrong way, but it's tricky. There wasn't much else he could have done for that.
And there's Atmos is round as well. Yep, he was round, but he's got back on track. And in other news, Dunkin' Donuts just joined the session. A bit of a late arrival for him, and he's going to be a bit disappointed qualifying last.
That might be a blessing, because of the nature of, not that I'm saying that these drivers are going to take each other out, but you know, it's definitely a possibility with any sort of online race at Monza. So, not saying it will happen, but and I'm sure they'll want to avoid it, but it's very much a possibility. So maybe it's not a bad idea for to be starting at the back.
Yeah, first corner very difficult at this track. It doesn't matter how good you are, you can always mess up that first corner in any race.
Rosada moving on to the second row of the grid, up into fourth there with that one. Interesting to note, Law, who's provisionally on pole at the moment, has done 2 laps on those softs that he's used to get that pole time. He's done 2 laps on them, so he's done more laps than anyone else has done in qualifying on that set. So if he's to sign,
guys, really sorry to interrupt. I just want to bring your attention. Whistlepig actually came off the track at the exit of Ascari and crashed out. And then an Alfa Romeo, Mickey, got collected by his car that was stopped on track, I believe, and now he's DNF from the session as well.
Ooh, that's not really good. That's not good. I don't know. Do you remember what happened to that? Oh yeah, random series crash. I forgot. But Atmos, I think, is coming round for his hot lap once again, as he pretty much mucked it up on the first time running, and he's going to be braking for Ascari now. He's 10 seconds up on his lap time, and that will put him around. Well, that will put him still last, but I'm guessing that he'll go through, as he did set a purple lap time. Not sure if that's on his actual provisional lap or if that is the fastest overall, but he's going to come round the Parabolica now. Quite tentative on the throttle, it goes a bit wide, but he's going to cross the line as Posada crosses the line with a 121.2, and Atmos goes P3 with a 121.420. Great lap from him.
Ascari looks to be catching a few people out then. It's only qualifying. We've already seen mistakes from drivers pushing it through Ascari, and some have been lucky enough to continue. There's a lot of gravel out the Della Roja. I think McLaren is at a moment there, but yeah, Ascari does look to be catching a few, as that is indeed Garrett's going off at the gravel track between the two Lesmos again, so a lot of people are exploring beyond the track limits.
I believe that his tyres had gravel and he just went straight on, and he's gone on again.
Into the barrier, but manages to somehow keep the tyre on, managed to slow it down enough there.
Yeah, I'm guessing he'll be coming into his lap as Figgy sets a 120.9. Great lap from him there. That's a really good lap so far, as he's still got 6 minutes, so there's always time to improve as well.
Atmos is going incredibly slowly at the moment. He was just getting out the way of a racing truck. We've got Law, I think, and the Renault of Brizada, who's just gone through now, coming down into Sky. So I think Atmos just getting out of his way ahead. Yeah,
he's on his in lap, and D-Day is coming up to set his fastest lap, unless he just did, and he's going to brake into turn 1 at the 125 metres, and he comes out of the first chicane in first gear, and he's going to want to get a good exit going down the Curva Grande into the second chicane, where he wants to be taking it in third gear just before the 100-metre board, and he takes it, and he cuts the corner just a little bit too much, and yeah, makes a mistake and invalidates his lap. Lex is also on his out lap right now, and see what he can do. He's provisionally P9 at the moment, but I reckon he can improve by at least a couple of tenths to move him up to maybe P7. That will be, I reckon he'll be happy with that. As Papa Whiskey is on his I think he's just completed his lap since he's in power mode 5, but he's low on ERS at the moment. It looks like he's carrying on 30% ERS at the moment, and yeah, I think he's gonna be able, at least if this is his in lap, he will be able to get in the pits and start another one. And gets a little bit just gets a little bit fiery out of the second chicane, goes through the second Lesmo now in that shiny Red Bull, and he he's crashed. Papa Whiskey is out of the session in P10, so he's going to be starting towards the back, and that's just really unfortunate for him, as it looked like he was going on a pretty good lap. Any info on what happened?
No, I don't quite able to see it. We are now into the final 4 minutes, quite on the inside as well, coming out the Lesmo, so there does seem to be a lot of mistakes then. Does that make for an interesting race? I'm sure people are not realising now that possible mistakes will be made in this one.
Yep. Yeah, I think that there was a little bit of a muddle into the first chicane with about 4 drivers, and a couple of them cutting the chicane just to get through some shenanigans into it. But Lex has come to the line now. Let's see what lap he can do round this Monza, and it's not going to be an improvement. It's 1.6 seconds slower than his personal best. I think he might be able to just come into the pit lane to set another lap on a different set of tyres, but he's the only one at the moment, except from Lara, who I reckon is on an in lap.
I don't know, at the moment he's up in his time and he's been following Garrett around the laps. I don't know if he's going to finish it. Garrett on an outlap now, and there's Atlas just in the background also in an outlap, so he was up on his time in the middle sector with his law, but I'm not sure if he's going to be finishing it. Bails like that into the pits, but I don't know, it'd be tricky to see if he gets time for another run.
I think he will, because lap on an outlap is around 1 minute 25, 1 minute 30, so he should just be able to do it, and might even be the last one to cross the line, as I think Figgy might be coming out soon as well on his final lap of qualifying session, but we have had a few DNFs.
Brizarda's on a lap at the moment. He's just gone through the Rogier chicaning toward the Lesmos. He's currently in second and on that front row, so he's going to be wanting to try and find that improvement to maybe go for pole position here through the Lesmos onto the back straight again, now bound on the second DRS straight. Slight kink, and then it goes under the oval layout.
Yeah, let's see what. He's 2 tenths up on his lap, so at the moment he's going to be very close to pole position. Can he do it? Can he set the fastest lap in this session? He's going to come around the final corner through the Parabolica. He needs to get a good exit out of there to get a good run into the final corner. He goes in 4th gear, shifting up to 5th gear now, and he's going to come to the line in power mode 5. Is he going to do it? He does.
Yes, he does.
Great lap from him.
20.6, and Figgy not come out of the pits yet with 1 minute 15 to go. Surely that's his qualifying over, and so that means unless anyone else can cause an upset, as Law takes an interesting line for the first chicane.
He's just trying to find some time.
Yeah, and I think that does mean that Figgy, who is now retired from the session in the pits, I think he knows his qualifying's over.
But I think
so there it
Atmos
is.
might be the only one to challenge this, because he's coming through the first chicane and he's done very well through the first chicane. He's going to come around the Cova Grande right now. Into the second chicane he's going to go. And let's see if it's an improvement. It's not. He's 2 tenths down in his time so far. But he might be able to drag that through as he gets a little bit messy out of the second chicane. There's a yellow flag ahead. I think it's a Renault. Yeah.
There's a McLaren off as well, actually. Garrett's gone round and Cruzada's slowing down for the Ferrari. Garrett round on the exit of the first Lesmo, and he's still spinning around trying to get the car facing the right direction. Looks to be struggling there. I think D-Day was up on his time and I jumped onto him. He's just going through Parabolica now with 8 seconds to go on the clock and across the line. D-Day improves his time, not his position.
Oh, Lard just doesn't make it on his final lap, and I'm pretty sure it's only going to be Lex and D-Day that crosses the line on their final lap.
Atlas is coming down the final corner now to finish the line, and he's bailed out on that one into the pits.
Yeah, he invalidated it. That's a really unfortunate thing. But D-Day's up on this time. He was. I think now he's in power mode 1. I don't think he'll be improving.
D-Day's just set a lap on it. Garrett was stopped on the straight heading into Ascaris.
Yep, so I think it's only going to be Lex that can set a final lap.
Yeah, through the middle sector, Lex was actually 4 tenths up on his time too, so he could do it.
Yeah, he could. This could be an improvement up to 7th place. If he does it, he's going to come round, takes a nice line through there. Coming to the line now, is it going to be an improvement? Or is it going to be 7th?
Yes, it is.
He's done it.
Although he's done 4 laps on that set of tyres, that's going to be a much more tyre weapon at the start of the race for Lex than anyone else.
Maybe. I think there's a certain middle pack and mid pack to the top 6. Whereas it's an 8 to 10th gap between 6th and 7th.
D-Day's just coming around the final corner, but I don't think he's trying to push.
He's in power mode 0.
He's lap over. So it's going to be pole position for Prezada then.
Yep, if you want to run through the qualifying.
Yep.
Results.
But they've just disappeared, so.
They'll be up in a minute.
So there you go then. Prasada, pole position. Figgy on the front row with him. Law, third. 6 tenths away from the pole time, and Atmos in 4th place for the Ferrari. The Alfa Romeo of Mika sitting in 5th place, and the last of the drivers within a second of Prasada. D-Day will start the race from 6th place, as Lex is on at 7th. In 8th place, Whistlepig. 9th, Franca. 10th and running out the top 10 is Papa Whiskey. 11th for Garrett, Random Serious in 12th, and Enrique, unfortunately, disqualified. Now, Dunkin' Donuts joined the lobby midway through that qualifying, so he'll be starting at the back.
Yeah, but Kranker's on the medium tyres in P9. This could be a blessing in disguise for him. Yeah.
So going longer on the first stint than anyone else, but with a threat of a possible safety car at the beginning. It'll be interesting to see how that shapes the strategy.
Yeah, guys, I also just want to shed light on what happened to Papa Whiskey. He was actually going through the second Lesmo, and he got a bit too wide, suffered from a bit of understeer going through it. He touched the gravel and spun straight onto the right side of the track against the wall. He wasn't able to complete his lap, unfortunately. But I think that's going to be a place where a lot of these guys are going to DNF. It's a really tricky part of the track.
Does seem that way in qualifying. A lot of mistakes being made.
So what are your predictions for the race? Do you think Figgy's going to be able to take first place, or?
I don't know, it could be a close fight at the front. There's all throughout the field, but behind is difficult to tell at this stage. Lined up on the grid for the formation lap. Prasada leading us away then. Yeah, so Prasada leading us away on the formation lap with Figgy second. And everyone in the top 8, in fact out of the top 10 only Franca is on the mediums. Outside the top 10, Random Serious and Enrique are on the mediums. So 3 medium tyre runners, the rest of them are starting on the soft tyre for this race. So it's important now to get the heat into the tyres ready for the race start. But quite a crucial thing is this formation lap for the drivers, is Prasada leading away from pole. But as well, I mean, the front row, you're not going to get any slipstream. It's a long run into turn 1, so you kind of need a good start, especially if you're starting on the front row at this place. Round at the formation lap we go through the Lesmos, where a lot of drivers have been making mistakes in qualifying and possibly could see some more race-ending accidents in the race. Trying not to hit the car around you as well in this formation lap, otherwise that just resets you immediately back to the start line. In fact, it's like 2 people have. We've got on the car Garrett Papa Whiskey, I think that is, that are already sat on the grid. Yes. So yep. Papa Whiskey and Garrett on the grid already.
Must have made some contact there. There are some interesting facts about this track. It's the third purpose-built motor racing track in the world, just behind Brooklands in Indianapolis. That's cool. And yeah, F1's you've been using it. It's the 3rd most used track in Formula 1 as well. So it's a pretty historic track for all the drivers, and we're going to see who can get on top today.
This is also the fastest track on Formula 1. The highest average speeds on the calendar are achieved at this track.
And can they beat the race lap record, which is a 1:21.0? It's going to be quite difficult since pole lap was only about a 10th or 2 quicker than that lap. But maybe with some fresh soft tyres, you never know.
Here we go then, lining up on the grid now as the drivers are piling into their grid slots at the back of the field, and once everyone is ready, the green flag will be waved and the lights will come on to signal the start of the Italian Grand Prix. 13 laps ahead of us now. There we go.
I'll go from the back. I'll go for the back.
Yeah, engines are revving. It's apparently already a yellow flag in Sector 1, and the lights come on now. 4, 5... It's lights out, and away we go. It looks to be a good start in the front of someone not moving very well. It's a Mercedes in the back, and there's Prasada off already. And there's absolute chaos before he even met turn 1. And there are cars in every which direction. Prasada's moved all the way down from pole to last place. Random Serious. Mika caught up in that one as well. Lots of debris, lots of damage, a virtual safety car. Duncan's exploring off at the Rettifilia, nearly touching Mika in the Alfa Romeo in the back there. So Figgy managed to survive Piquet. So there's a McLaren around as well. I think there's Garrett in the back there, who is off, and a lot of penalties being given out for that start.
Yeah, I didn't quite catch who that was. I just realised that Dunkin' Donuts got an amazing start. He went up to P11 before the crash all started.
Oh, what has happened there? Mika's just been hit off and he's got no tyre left, and I think he came together with Duncan under the virtual safety car. Now that's extended the Alfa virtual safety car coming in then. And a lot of cars I expect to see coming into the pits with some heavy front wing damage. There's a lot of gravel and a Ferrari round. That's Atmos.
Just as I was talking about how great of a start Duncan got, and then wins Nicky.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. Ferrari Atmos is now at the back of the grid. That's really unfortunate for him.
Enrique is on a good start.
Away. Lex in P2. What an amazing start from him.
I think Figgy and Lex and some of the drivers up at the front got incredibly lucky. They somehow managed to avoid all the chaos that ensued. Not even as we made it to turn. But Enrique started in like 13th after being disqualified. He's already made it into 7th. And it looks like he's already on the back of Papa Whiskey here for a move on the main straight for P6 into the Variante del Rettifilia. But not quite enough. He's not quite committing for that one and slots in just behind them. And as expected, there's a lot of busy pit lane from 9th onward in the pits.
You're not going to expect this. You never expect this. There's 9 penalties before we even got to turn 1. And 9 drivers getting 5-second time penalties just at the start. We've got D-Day getting 1, Garrett getting 1, Whistle Pig getting 1, Branca getting 1, Lex getting 1, Atmos getting 1, and Garrett and D-Day getting another 5-second time penalty, and Papa Whiskey also got 5 seconds.
So just to interrupt there, Law just got slightly pushed onto the gravel on the second Lesmo, and Enrique from 13th on the grid, he's halfway through lap 2 and he's made his way into 4th. I think he could have asked for much better start as well, and on the mediums compared to these drivers, he's surely going to go onto the soft tyres later on, and the Red Bull Whistle Pig's round.
But he's not out. He's not out so far. I think that's he just got too much on the curb coming out of the Ascari. That is really unfortunate. He's kept in power mode 4, which he doesn't want to do. You want to lower the ERS to get lower tyre temperatures on traction, and he'll be coming into the pits now, probably pitting on medium tyres. But Figgy is clearing off now after 2 laps, already 4 seconds ahead of everyone else. Lex in P2, 4 seconds ahead of. Yeah.
Oh, a lock up there is Papa Whiskey and Dunkin' Donuts went side by side into turn 1. Dunkin' Donuts just getting ahead now. Papa Whiskey's got the run. He's going to the outside just before they get to the Curva Grande, and Dunkin' Donuts loses that place back. And I think it looks like it's a bit of front wing damage above the Red Bull. And the Taurus is a Mercedes. It's Lex!
Oh, Lex!
He's off at the Della Roggia chicane, and I wonder what's happened now. I think he's just lost it. He's staying in the gravel just to make sure he doesn't come back on the track and hit anyone. And now he's dropped to 7th, moving Enrique up into 2nd.
That's so unfortunate for him. He was doing so well in P2, and I think there was no contact. He was 4 seconds ahead of P3, and he spun again into the barrier, and he's lost all of his front wing, except he's lost all of the right side of the front wing. That's so unfortunate for him. He was doing so well, and it's all gone down the drain for him. He can probably still come out in around P10, P11, but still really unfortunate for him.
Going from bad to worse for Lex, running in 2nd, making a mistake at the Della Roggia and has gone round again. I wonder if trying to save his tyres, he's burnt them up and then just lost it going around Lesmo too.
Yeah, as we learnt from the D1 race yesterday, Carter made a small mistake, or not even a mistake. He was punchy after the race restart. Probably wasn't really his fault, but he spun round out of 1st place and ended up pretty much last after a safety car. That was very similar, but not in the way.
Random Serious banging in the fastest lap as Lex makes a pit stop for his front wing change, and that's already dropped him down to 10th place, but with a massive gap to Atmos and those that dropped back a long way from the incident. I think the safety car might be the saving grace for some of these. Actually, Atmos might be able to get past Lex here.
Yeah, guys, so Lex has actually just come into the pits. He had a wing change and he had a 5-second penalty that he was serving there as well, so he was stationary for quite some time, but he has changed his wing and he has put on the medium tyres now.
Yeah, and I think he's also coming around the final corner. He was 4 seconds behind on that lap going round on the first time, and now he's only about 10 seconds off being lapped. It's very unfortunate for him, and he's going to have to settle down and hope for a safety car, because that'll be a saving grace in this Grand Prix. I did see Papa Whiskey going a little bit wide on the exit of Lesmo 2 on the previous lap, as there is a yellow flag.
Someone's round Red Bull. I think it's a Red Bull. It's Whiskey Pig.
Whistle Pig,
not Whiskey Pig. I've confused the two teammates, so I call them Whiskey Pig. Anyway, I think a bit of front wing damage has been picked up. The end plate is missing from Whistle Pig. Car down in 12th place. Some of these drivers aren't exactly having the race of their lives right now.
Yeah, and Figgy, again, still clearing off. He's actually lost a little bit of time from P2, but it was only about 5 tenths. He's just going to try and bring it home. Oh, he's crashed! He's crashed into the barrier. Goes Figgy.
Figgy's out. That's on the exit of Ascari, isn't it? Yes, there it is. His car is in the middle of the road on a virtual safety car. He's deployed for the second time in this race from the lead. Just before that happened, Duncan Donuts was just fending off Papa Whiskey for 5th place. And there's no Duncan's hit him! Duncan's hit his car! And has been given a 5-second penalty for severe collision with him. And Duncan's front wing's been ripped clean off from that.
That's an unfair penalty coming out of Ascari, not his fault at all. Just coming round and saw too late to react. He's going to have to come to the pits. Luckily under a virtual safety car, so he won't have to lose that much time.
There's a lot of cars in the pits actually. So some of the drivers that took the opportunity to pit under the virtual but started in softs. A long pit stop from Laurie.
That's made it stay even worse than it was already.
Yeah, we've got Law, D-Day, Dunkin' Donuts, Papa Whiskey, Random Serious didn't, but there are a lot of drivers from the front pitting in. They started on the soft tyre, so smart decision to go on the mediums now. Yeah,
and Random Serious into P3 is very close behind La as he comes out of the pits, and is going to clear away pretty quickly. But Enrique coming from P13, which is pretty much plumb last, into P1 already, just before lap 6. He's got a little bit.
And to be fair, he's managed to build up over a gap of Law now. He can pit in and come out ahead of Law in the race and then be on the faster tyre, so he can continue to extend the gap in the second stint. This could be an incredible win from Enrique from the back of the grid.
This is amazing.
Enrique is coming into the pits just as we say that. He's seen a gap big enough, and I think he's choosing to go for the pit stops. Lex is in as well, as say, pick up the drive-through penalty.
Yeah, it's a really nice surprise that he picks in, because obviously this is the optimum time for him to pit in, and he was on medium tyres actually. He's on medium tyres, he's pitting onto soft, so it'll be even quicker than the car behind, and he comes out in first place with a very comfortable margin.
Pitting in just as everyone else, and in Random Serious, I think he's just got within the DRS here now on Law for second place. Is it going to be enough for him to get down the inside? Is he close enough? He's going to brave it? No, he's not quite close enough for that. He's 6 behind.
There is Garrett, I think, is off. He's off in the Starry. And he's retired from the session. He purposely retired there. Yeah. He'll peel off, and hopefully no safety car, because that'll probably ruin some races. But also help some people out, as Whistle Pig has some competition now. Being last position, he was quite far behind, but now maybe him and Lex can have a little bit of a battle there. As yep, he peeled off to the side of the track as Garrett, but Enrique is still way out ahead. 9 seconds is the gap. Random Series is still right up behind him.
Frank has just jumped down the inside of D-Day there into the Ascari and has picked up a 3-second time penalty for multiple corners, I think, as he gets ahead of D-Day there and moving Frank up into 4th place. And Random Series has gotten close to Law this time as well.
Yeah, I think there's quite a lot of front wing damage on Pack of Whiskey, I believe. There's just a right end plate damage, as I believe Dunkin' Donuts just went up again and lost pretty much all of his left front wing, and that's unfortunate as Random Serious takes second place.
Random Serious is yet to pit though. He started on those soft tyres, he's still going on those soft tyres.
Right, yeah,
so, he's going quite long.
Yeah.
I think he is hoping for a safety car. I think at some point it's within the rules. It's interesting then, or if he pits, whereabouts does he come out?
But what tyres is he on?
He's on soft tyres. He's Random Serious. He's going to need to pit at some point.
I think he might be trying to stretch his stint out because he doesn't really want to be battling other cars. He wants to be in clean air to catch the next car ahead, and I would like to see where he rejoins. I think it'll be between Atmos.
Oh wait, no, sorry. No, Random Series has pitted. He must have pitted under the whole chaos that happened at the start of the race. Just check the stops now, everyone. Yeah, no, Random Series has pitted. It's just he's pitted onto a set of softs.
Oh, okay. So he must have started on mediums, and yeah, he'll be clearing the way as Lex gets a 10-second workout pole. Where's he on track then?
He's just going through the curve with Grande. It might have been the.
Do you reckon he just completely flat out turn 1 and 2?
Yeah, Red Filio don't exist anymore.
Yeah, that's maybe a little bit out of anger. Maybe just trying to catch up to the hot cars ahead, but he is still ahead of Whistlepig. And he was ahead of Whistlepig in the first place, so maybe he didn't, maybe it was just an unfair 10-second penalty, as he does spin round and he's out of the session. Yeah, that's the bad day gets worse.
Brasada and D-Day look very close at the moment. The home of Ferrari here at Monza, and Brasada, who did a good job to put it on pole, and then like a couple of metres he was hard-working qualifying was undone, and he dropped down the order. He managed to recover to 5th place, just ahead of D-Day at the moment. D-Day is going to get that DRS in straight. Brasada out of the DRS of Franca, so this is interesting to see if they've got enough ERS and fuel to try and counteract this. Brasada, because D-Day, is he close enough to go to Ascari? No, it doesn't quite get down the inside there. I think actually Brasada might have broke a lot later than D-Day, because he lost a lot of time on the braking zone heading into the
Ascari. He's on the pressure tyres. They're on the same lap old tyres. No, they're not.
D-Day's
on 7 laps. Yeah, so maybe just a lack of confidence into Ascari. We have many drivers go off, so maybe he's just trying to take it a little bit more easy to take home these. I think it's 8 points that he'll take home.
Yeah, 8 points. Actually,
we cannot forget about the penalties. There are plenty of them.
Definitely changed the order. In fact, D-Day dropped out of the DRS of Brasada, and now so he's going to want to try and hope he could close in enough to get those positions, to get within the DRS to make it a bit easier for him to in an attempt to overtake the Renault driver.
Maybe Brasada getting a bit of confidence now as he sees Cranker ahead, and he try and catch him.
Enrique lapping Whistlepig there now, and Enrique having a 10-second gap to Random Series.
Yeah, you can see how many people pit on the first lap. Everyone that has 8-lap old tyres. There's about 4 of them that are still in the race. 4. There's 4 of them that pitted on lap 1 that are still in the race, and they're comfortably having pretty much no tyre wear, since this track is quite easy on the tyres, because there's not many corners as other tracks. As Enrique sliding through turn 1 there, and Dunkin' Donuts picks up another 3-second penalty He's just going to try and collect P9. I don't think there's much chance of him getting Atmos in this Grand Prix, but Atmos is close behind Papa Whiskey now, and he'll get the slipstream into turn 1. We're going to see if he can make the move.
Atmos opening up that DRS then, even the slipstream with the added boost as well. Not quite close enough for move there.
Yeah, but I reckon either into...
He's had a moment, I think he's just lost it in the turning between turns 1 and 2, and that's massively
shifted
lost
down to neutral. He shifted down to neutral there, and I think he maybe just turned too much and went off a little bit. But that's ruined his chances of getting past Whiskey.
We appear to be having a three-way battle for 4th at the moment. Cranker not far ahead of Prezada, with D-Day in the background as well in case it all goes wrong. But Prezada very close to the back of Cranker, and again gaining time on D-Day through Ascari. Could it be just that Prezada's more competent on the brakes there?
Let's maybe the tyre wear kicking in for Cranker as he is on soft tyres. As Enrique picks up a 3-second penalty, I think he'll be okay, as Prezada's now got DRS. It should be easy pickings for him down this front straight. He's going to move to the inside, braking later.
He's gone for it. He has gone for it into turn 1.
Makes the corner. Cranker's going to try and go for the exit.
Cranker's coming back toward the outside of Curva Grande here, and is he quite close enough? No, he's not able to do it. He'd say close, he might. He's brave enough to go for it on the inside into the Della Rosia. Does Prezada go defensively then? No, he doesn't feel like there's enough of a threat to warrant going on the defensive, and Prezada moves up into 4th. Cranker to have a better exit here though, and there's a DRS straight coming up in a couple of corners, so it could be worth waiting for it now.
This is what we've been waiting for this whole Grand Prix. Some battles between 4th, 5th and 6th. Prezada, Cranker and D-Day. They're all within DRS. It's a bit of a train, but not big enough train that will just make it boring. But Cranker will definitely want to come back in the final corner or the front straight, as we are now on the final lap of the Grand Prix. Enrique in first. Pretty sure he's going to get this one done, as Random Serious in second. Laura in third. Prezada P4, but we're not completely sure if that's going to stick. Cranker P5, D-Day P6, Papa Whiskey P7, Atmos P8, Duncan Donuts P9, and the last point scorer and person last right now is Whistle Pig. Lex, Garrett, Figgy and Nikki all out of the session, and that's just really unfortunate for them. But Enrique is coming through the second Lesmo now. Will you tell me if there's any battles between 4th, 5th and 6th? Enrique just getting just coming around back straight now. He's going to cruise home to, I don't know if it's his first win, but it's definitely a win here in Monza for him. He's going to come round the back straight to the finish line.
Prezada! Cranker's had a moment, sorry, out of his second Lesmo, he slipped the rear tyres up going through there on the entry side to lose it. Spun through the corner and he's dropped down to 6th place now. In that close line,
he's anywhere near him.
He's about 16 seconds back, but Cranker lighting the rears up to get through, and Enrique wins the race.
Yeah, Random Series going to come around the Parabolica. Now, Whistle Pig's also crossed the line in last place, but Random Series is going to take home second. We're going to see if the penalties do anything, but La did get a 3-second penalty on the final lap. And he's going to cross the line in P3. Is Prezada going to take it though? No, he doesn't. But he takes P4, D-Day P5, Cranker might be P6, but we're not too sure yet, because there could be penalties. But Cranker on track finishes P6. Papa Whiskey finishes P7. Atmos P8. No, P7. He gets P7 off Papa Whiskey, and Duncan Donuts is going to be the last person to cross the line in this Italian Grand Prix. He's going to come through the parabolic cart any second now, and might just be able to. He won't be able to take P8, but That's going to be it. Dunkin' Donuts is going to finish P9 in this Grand Prix.
Well, what a race.
Yeah.
It was quite exciting. That was chaos from the off, and it caused some of the guys that were starting down at the back to come up to the front. I mean, Enrique started 13th and came through to win, so...
Very good. Yeah, very good for him, and yeah, it was needed to come back through the pack after qualifying for him, but he's done it, and he's got the win here in Italy. We're going to be here for race 2 in I don't know, like 10 minutes, I reckon. We're not going to be commentating, no. I think it's going to be, is it Ilsec?
No, it's going to be Lika and Figgy commentating for the next race, actually.
Oh.
It's going to start, yeah, you're right, it's going to start in around 10 minutes time. So that is a lot of penalties.
I was just thinking, that random series is the only driver to finish without a penalty.
Wow. That's good for him. Yeah. At least he can take home that prize with second position.
How many of those came on the first lap then?
A lot. I think most of them took their penalties in the pits. There's 9 penalties on the before the first corner.
Alright, so thanks for everyone who tuned into the stream. The next race for D3 with another 15 drivers is going to start in just over 10 minutes, so make sure you tune into that as well. And I just want to give a big thank you to AJ and Robbo for commentating today. It was a really good stream, great commentary, and hope we can see you in these spots again, guys.
Thank you.